Good morning and welcome to AB Talks, and I am here today at Visa's new headquarters, which will be serving the Central and Eastern European, Middle East and Africa territory. And I am here with the president of the CEMEA territory, Andrew Torre. Andrew, welcome. Great to be here. So we're here in your new headquarters, 100,000 square feet, serving 90 different countries, I believe. Tell us, what was the thinking behind the new headquarters? Why did you need it? Why now?
Yeah, it's a great question. First of all, I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge the fact that the reason you and I are able to be here safely and in this building today is the fact that the UAE government really did a great job in navigating the pandemic. In fact, this building was built almost entirely during the pandemic. So why did we create this building?
Yeah.
Why did we do it? As you said, we serve 90 countries and territories across the region, and it is a very fast-growing region. And for us, when we think about the future of work in this building, it really gave us a chance to create a custom-built facility for us and for our needs. And they're in line with our goals and objectives and mission. At Visa, we work in a partnership ecosystem. So foremost for us are connection, collaboration, and community. And we're sitting downstairs right now, and you can see that this is open to the public. We've got a cafe there, and it really speaks to our values around openness and inclusion. We'll go upstairs in a minute, and you'll see that there are many different modes of work. You and I were just talking about that previously, right? And the ability to have someone have quiet time. So we've got these quiet rooms where you can think deeply and not be disturbed. But because we're also a partnership business and we spend lots of time with clients and partners, we need to be able to connect. And whether they're through more formal settings, we've got state-of-the-art meeting rooms where you can connect with people in the room. You can connect with any of our offices across the globe, across the region, and our partner sites. And then there are the kind of moments of serendipity. So we've got this beautiful staircase built in that you can walk from the second floor up to the fifth floor. And I see these as being able to create chance encounters where kind of you see someone and that moment sparks some creativity and hopefully innovation down the line. So we're really excited about what we're doing and what we're bringing, and we believe deeply after having talked to our staff and our partners that it makes sense to have work that is flexible and hybrid to suit the different styles.
I love that. Moments of serendipity, very poetic. You're right in when you talk about the UAE's response to coronavirus. In fact, many observers would say it's almost been textbook. And you say that this headquarters has been created during the pandemic. Design thinking has come a long way over recent years. And then the pandemic has perhaps even accelerated it or refined it or focused it. What were the lessons that you learned along the way during the pandemic you feel has actually created a better space for your team, your family now?
Yeah, it's interesting. If you were to come into one of our offices before the pandemic, you would have seen that during the course of the day, we probably had 2/3 of our folks that are actually in the office at any given time. So we were already operating fairly flexibly. Again, we wake up each and every day thinking about our clients. We spend a lot of time with our clients and partners. And we think it's not where you work, but what you do and how you do it that is really, really critical. So during the course of the pandemic, we had to quickly evolve, just like everyone else. So within a week, across our 19 offices in the territory, we shut them down to non-essential staff. And frankly, it was a pretty big experiment that we went through, that the whole world went through. And we were actually very, very impressed by how we were able to still be there for our clients and partners. We kept the network up and running. We'll be able to serve them. But we also found that we were able to still continue to innovate virtually and digitally. New innovations for consumers and merchants. So that's really led us to believe that we need to operate in this flexible environment. And when you ask our staff, they say, I want to be able to be home and doing work where I'm going to be productive and happy. And I also want to come back to the office where we're sitting here right now. If you were here a couple of weeks ago, you would have seen we did our onboarding for our staff to come in and understand the building and see it and learn the new technology and the new applications to be able to use things. But the best part of each of those sessions were the 45 minutes when our staff were down here and they hadn't seen each other face to face in so long. And it's that energy and positivity that you get from being around people. So there's absolutely a critical role that a workplace plays to bring people together.
For Visa and for your family here, what are the benefits? What's the ROI on that flexibility, both for your team and for your customers? Having employees that have access to this hybrid, flexible, blended work model, whatever term we use for the future of work, as opposed to having a very prescriptive, you must be here, you must be there.
Yeah, I think that that flexibility allows people to innovate. Our founder would say, our founder D. Hock, so many years ago, he said, the challenge isn't getting new ideas in, the challenge is getting rid of old beliefs. And the ability for us to be able to come here or work at home opens our mind. It allows us to be more curious. When you come into this office, you've got a Visa University, which allows you just to explore many different things. You've got an innovation center where you can pop in or you can be there with clients. And again, you've got the places where you can just get creative with someone in like a cafe-like setting. So when you know that you need to innovate and adapt and evolve, you know that it's going to require you to think differently and work differently, which is so critical for us here in the region.
Stay with innovation. I mean, it's traditionally been incredibly hard for huge organizations and global companies to actually innovate. They get so stuck into centralized processes. And yet, within the last 5 minutes of us talking, I think you've used the word innovation over and over again. Are you trying to almost create a habit of innovation within your entire family with this headquarters? Is this the physical embodiment of a spirit of innovation?
I think in many respects, we've brought innovation together at the center of our network, but increasingly, whether we're here in Dubai or in Nairobi or in Lagos, innovation happens also at the edge of our network. It's that really critical work we do with our clients and partners each and every day to create a great user experience, being able to find something that's going to delight and surprise customers, bring them into the formal economy, and the same with sellers. We've had great innovations even over the course of the last 18 months where when we've seen how challenging the pandemic can be for small sellers, we've taken the ability to take a common phone and turn it into a point of sale terminal. And you think about the possibilities that unleashes. So it's moments like that, it's innovation like that doesn't happen from headquarters. A lot of innovation can happen there, but we have to be innovative each and every day to make sure that we can serve the still 700 million people in our region that are unbanked and the 60+ million merchants that don't have formal financial access. So we've got to think and evolve and adapt to bring them into the formal economy.
Talk about surprising and delighting. What's surprising and delighting you about your new home here?
Just about everything, actually.
That's good.
If you had seen our old office space, it was very much a traditional office space. This is very different. You can sit downstairs here and it is clean, it is modern, it is neat. The building is meant to be able to get someone to come in and be creative and energized. And we've got nooks and crannies everywhere for whatever style, whatever mood you're in, and whatever you need to do. And I think it's that purpose-built facility that allows someone access to that when they want it, when they need it, and when it makes sense is what's great. And again, I'll talk again about the staircase. I'm a huge fan of that staircase.
We'll see in a minute.
Which we'll see in a minute, but it really allows the culture to permeate up and down through the floors because our culture is based on our people, each and every one of them.
I used the word there as well, purpose. And I think the pandemic is really put to the forefront of people's minds, both companies and individuals, the importance of purpose. So tell me a little bit about where Visa's at. What is your purpose these days? You just talked there about the unbanked. You talked about missions where you want to try and get in there and actually help. So please tell me what's forming your purpose these days.
Yeah, so we're a global network that connects the world to commerce. And we know that when we do that, individuals, businesses, and economies thrive. At the same time, we know there's still not enough people that are included. And we have a deep belief, our purpose is based on the fact that when you bring together individuals, business, and economies everywhere, when you include them, you uplift businesses, individuals, and economies collectively. So there's this belief that there has to be more access. It has to be fair and equitable access, both to digital infrastructure, the internet, but also to formal financial systems. And we've seen during the course of the pandemic the differences when someone is connected and not connected. We know at a macro level that makes sense. At a micro level, when you give a family in Nairobi, when they're locked down in their apartment or where they live, access for their children to digital education and content, that's powerful. We know when you take a small seller in Fujairah and you enable them to not just connect with people in that small community, but to sell their goods or services across the globe, that's powerful. So we deeply believe that we need to bring more people into the formal financial system, regardless of geography, regardless of socioeconomic circumstance. And that's our mission. And that's when our staff get up, when our people get up each and every day, we're keenly focused on the role we play in the economy and the fact that when we do it well, everyone prospers and benefits.
That almost feels like a mic drop moment, and I'm itching to come and see your new headquarters. But one final question. A new headquarters, it's a statement of intent, it's a statement of confidence. What does this headquarters say about your belief in this region, in the possibilities and the potential of the year ahead and years after that?
Yeah, it's interesting. It is absolutely a statement of confidence. And commitment, and I'll get to the commitment in a minute. On the confidence side, CEMEA is home to 1 in 4 people across the globe. They are some of the fastest growing economies in the world, some of the fastest growing payments markets in the world as well. But there's still a lot of work to do. 1 in 4 people across the world are based here in CEMEA, across 90 economies. They're young, they're digitally native, and they believe deeply that new technology and new experiences will make lives better, but there are still stubborn hurdles that exist if we're honest, right? Only 11% of the economies are digitized today. 90% still cash. In the region itself, 700 million folks are unbanked and over 60 million merchants don't have formal access. So it's absolutely critical that we find ways to be able to bring them into the formal financial economy. We want to create the next set of great payment experiences, money movement experiences, and commerce experiences. So we get up each and every day thinking about how can we make a difference? How can we bring in more individuals and more businesses? And that's our purpose. And this new headquarters, you're right, stands as a bit of a beacon across the region to show our intent and our confidence, but also our commitment to making sure everyone is able to prosper.
I'm now super excited to go and see this headquarters.
Thank you.
Let's go and have a look.
Thank you.